Welcome back to Strength for Today for June 19th. What's in a name? Let's look at Genesis 25:26. Genesis 25:26, we are talking about Esau and Jacob being born, and I'll go back to verse 23. The Lord said to her, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you will be separated. 1 people will be stronger than the other. The older will serve the younger. When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. The first to come out was red. His whole body was like a hairy garment, so they named him Esau. After this, his brother came out, with his hand grasping Esau's heel, so he was named Jacob. Isaac was 66 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. In ancient times, names were often connected to a child's destiny. In the case of Jesus, it was a positive connection, Matthew 1:21. In the case of Jesus' ancestor Jacob, the connection was negative. The Hebrew word Yaakov, Jacob, meant to follow at the heel, a reference to Jacob's tight grasp on his twin brother Esau's heel at their birth. Follow at the heel became a negative reference to someone who follows closely behind another, someone always looking for an advantage, a way to overtake and replace another's position. And that was Jacob for the first part of his life. Jacob's first recorded act as a young man was to cheat his brother Esau out of Esau's birthright as the firstborn son, Genesis 25:29-34. Then Jacob's devious mother, Rebekah, showed Jacob how to trick his father Isaac into giving him the blessing of the firstborn. Jacob stayed on a self-serving path until God's discipline brought him into account. Temptations to replace the will of God with one's own should be resisted immediately. God's will be done, even if it results in painful lessons. And yes, back then they did name kids for, circumstances maybe at their birth, things like that. But it's interesting that, he was grabbing the heel, right? And just his whole life then was chasing his brother like that. So what does your name mean? My name, Nancy, means grace, which I'm very glad for that. Some people are blessed with names that mean beautiful things. Sometimes parents don't think about the meaning, and later they're like, oops, maybe I shouldn't have picked that for my kid. But Jacob's life did turn around, right? He went from snatching his brother's heel and snatching his life, trying to take things away, to being Israel, the father of all the nations of Israel. I mean, he had 12 sons. What a great history his life turned out to be. So when you trust God, God can turn things around. And I know that God has a great plan for your life too, just like he did for Jacob. So even though if you might think your life isn't too exciting right now, just trust that he does. Maybe the best has yet to come. Who knows? But remember, you matter, my friend. You matter to God. He has a plan for you. You matter to me. You matter to your friends and family. God has a great plan. So I hope today you get out there and live out that plan, even if your name isn't quite the best. Have a good day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. You can order your own copy of Strength for Today by Dr. David Jeremiah by going to davidjeremiah.org or calling Turning Point at 877-998-0222. And I would like to answer any question you may have about faith in Jesus. Just email me through my website, nancyjoytoyou.com. I hope you lean on God's strength and have a fantabulous day.